आदरणीय दर्शकवृन्द नमस्कार। म कार्यक्रम प्रस्तुता सोनु कुमार दास फेरि उपस्थित भइसकेको छु एउटा नयाँ कार्यक्रमको एउटा नयाँ श्रृङ्खलाको साथमा। कार्यक्रम हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ नेपाल टाइम्स स्पेशल र यो कार्यक्रम यहाँहरूले हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ नेपाल टाइम्स अनलाइन टेलिभिजनको मार्फतबाट। दर्शकवृन्द आज हामी कुराकानी गर्न गइरहेका छौँ। हामी तपाईलाई स्क्रिनमा हेराउने नै छौँ हामी कोसँग कुराकानी गर्न जाँदैछौँ। विशेष गरी उहाँलाई हेर्ने बित्तिकै मलाई चाहिँ एउटा जेलिस भन्ने वर्ड हुन्छ नि, त्यो चाहिँ मलाई फिल भयो कि परहॅप्स हैन म पनि त्यति ह्यान्डसम भइदिएको भए हुन्थ्यो कि भन्ने एउटा मेरो फिल चाहिँ थियो। यद्यपि उहाँ जुन स्तरमा काम गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँको जुन एउटा वे छ हिड्ने, उहाँको काम गर्ने शैली जुन छ, इट इज टोटली डिफरेन्ट। हामी उहाँसँग कुराकानी गर्न गइरहेका छौँ। आज हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ विराट मेडिकल कलेज टिचिङ हस्पिटलका उपाध्यक्ष हुनुहुन्छ उहाँ। हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ डेनिस कार्की। डेनिसजी स्वागत छ यहाँलाई कार्यक्रममा।
Thank you. I'm good.
First of all, welcome to Nepal Times Special in this show, in this program.
Thank you very much.
Dennis, तपाईको जन्म रसिया, you were born in Russia. And how was your childhood over there?
Now, I was just 4 years old when I moved to Nepal. Yeah. So, I don't really remember that childhood when I was there. But what I do remember fondly is whenever I went back, the family, the
so after to kun umer in which age you went over there?
Mostly every 4 years to
you were going there. Yeah, okay.
Summer vacation milthyo bhanne jante. Hazur.
So how was your childhood after that?
It was good. In Russia it was very good. I was loved. I felt that I was among people that love me. It was good. I also, yeah, school suru garepachi of course summer vacation ma matre jane, so my association of Russia was a vacation place.
Okay.
So of course त्यो केसमा
अझै रमाइलो थियो।
अझै रमाइलो थियो हजुर।
You have been here in Nepal since last 5-6 years as we got the
after my higher education.
UK, after UK you came here over in Nepal.
I was in Australia for 5 years. Just over 5 years, and in UK I did a 2-year course as well.
So as we know that you are one of the core leader of Virat Foundation's Virat Medical College Teaching Hospital. Nowadays, in which more places you are involved now?
Virat Group is mostly dedicated to healthcare of Nepal and education of the future generation of medical personnel. So it was 5 years ago that I came back here and started working as a vice chairman for Virat Group, and it was since then that we established Virat Medical College Teaching Hospital. So I'm looking after the management side of teaching hospital, management side of the college, and basically. Are
you happy now in this place?
I'm very happy. I love my work. The contributions that I have managed to achieve.
So, tell me that what led you to choose this in entrepreneurial sector? What kind of things that you it has been attracted towards you in this Virat Medical College in this side?
It is my ability to make a difference, a real difference to the sector of Nepal. Growing up, I was always told that Nepal is the country that we should be working at. I've always loved my country, and I've always seen my personal reason to come back to Nepal was to be able to give something back to my country, and probably me being able to do that is what's making
how did
me
you
happy.
Actually, how did you get started in this Virat Medical College at that time? I mean, this last 6 years at that time.
I finished my first master's in Australia, and I got my temporary residency there, and I started working in Australia, and I was working there for 1 year, and I was very stable. I was starting to earn money, and I was happy.
Australia?
Yes. Yeah. And my dad, who has been working in health sector and has been running a hospital for over 20 years, decided that he wants to go into medical school. And the environment in Nepal was hard at that time.
At that time, yeah.
And so he was involved in lobbying and looking after the progression of that business, and he was called off to Kathmandu. So for 2 years he was in Kathmandu struggling with setting up the
medical for the teaching college.
Hospital. So he called me and said, there's no one looking after the business side here in Biratnagar, and I want your help. at first I said that, okay, I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you 2 years of my time and I'm going to see. And if I love it, I'll stay back. If not, then you have to forgive me, but I will look for opportunities elsewhere.
But at that time you were temporarily in Australia also. At that time, yeah, you had thought for the settlement also for in the Australia only. But also you left that Australia.
Yes.
And you came to Nepal.
So those are the two reasons: my family and my commitment to my country. Those were the two reasons that I decided that I have to try. Of course, I had friends, family there as well. I wanted to go back, but I decided that let me try. Let me see if I can make a difference here. Let me see if I can help my parents.
You stayed 2 years as the commitment with your father. Yeah, 2 years commitment were there.
Yes.
And at that the time period of 2 years, you were satisfied.
Yes.
And after that, now you had thought to stay here only.
Now, yeah, I don't see myself anywhere else, even though I have better opportunities, but I will stay here because I see myself being dedicated here.
So, why do you believe here that, how do you believe that, what kind of believeness is there that you are thinking that there is a very good opportunity in medical sector?
So,
is there good opportunity?
Very first things I thought about when my dad said that he wants to open a medical school was whether or not there is an opportunity here in Nepal. Our country being landlocked and not so developed in terms of technology, in terms of education sector, I thought about what problems we might face and what opportunities we might have. And I saw that for Nepal to develop, we cannot rely on farming because there are countries that are more developed in farming. The production level is higher. We cannot go into a sector of technology because the time for us to set up the infrastructure has already gone. The countries like Japan, who have specialized in technology, they have been so technically advanced that we are already lagging. We cannot set up banking sector like Switzerland has done because we lack the infrastructure. The time that it will take is too long. So where are our opportunities? Where are our values? One of the things that we looked at was the living cost. It's very cheap to live in Nepal. There are foreigners who earn money for 3 months and come here and spend that money for 3 months. The cost of living is low. The ability to retain faculties, international faculties, is good. The cost of education in Nepal is cheap. We can have the same quality of education in India or in Thailand or in Nepal. It's the same.
Dennis, are you thinking that, are you thinking that Nepal business, in business side, there should be something morally improvement in the Nepal's business side, either in law or in any sector?
Definitely. There's always room for improvement, and Nepal is one country where that improvement level requires a lot of work and a lot of change. That's for sure. Due
to that also, the youth who want to be a very good entrepreneur, they are suffering from a different kind of problem by that. I think so.
Yes, of course.
So now you tell me that, Pannus, in the medical sector, what kind of challenges are there? As you are over there in the management side of the medical sector, also medical college, also Virat Medical College, are there different challenges also to operate that medical colleges?
There is a challenge in every sector of Nepal. In terms of medical college or healthcare sector in Nepal, our costs need to be covered. So to cover the costs, we need to charge. The difference is that consumers and patients should be seen differently. For us, consumers should not be the patient, and patients should not be a consumer. So for us, we need to retain that cost of our input from somewhere else other than patients. In Nepal, almost 70% of the costs are borne by our patients. So it's out of pocket. If you go to a hospital, you pay from your pocket. There is health insurance that is a new concept that's still developing in Nepal, but it's not up to date yet. And we are one of the medical colleges in Nepal where we have taken the government health insurance program.
So just now we are working in that also, in health insurance.
For the past 6 months, we have health insurance in Virat Medical College Teaching Hospital. So if a person has a health insurance from the government, which is, I think they pay 2,500 a year, and they get service for 50,000 rupees. So they can come to teaching hospital and get that service, and it's almost subsidized by government.
Okay. Just I'm thinking that what kind of question I should ask with you that it will be more as an entertainment also and as an infotainment also. What advice would you want to give to those doctors or those medical persons that who want to be an entrepreneur also? Is there any advice that तपाईले त्यस्तो medical person
or medical doctor? So one of the oaths that every medical person should take is that they are working for the well-being of their patients, for people, and being motivated with profit is something that's going to always be an issue. Are you working for patients? If so, you have to think about patients and their ability to pay and their ability to retain your service. If you are thinking about from business perspective, you need to make profit. So those two things are always going to clash. And that's what's happening in our healthcare.
So what should we do actually? Actually, the both kind of problem is coming. Some doctors are in the way also that they only think that they want to have a profit only in their business. They think this medical sector is totally business. But in the other side, it is like a social work also.
We need to start learning from what countries, other countries are doing in terms of addressing this issue. This issue is not just for Nepal, or it's not new to this sector. It's always going to be there. So we can't say there is a perfect system anywhere in the world. Neither American system is best, neither Canadian system is best, nor UK. But we can learn from each of those systems and implement policies that then help us address those things. One of the problems we face is lack of healthcare funding, and the way the current healthcare funding is implemented is geared towards addressing the primary healthcare only, not the secondary, not the tertiary, not the referrals. And all of those referral services are provided by private healthcare facilities in Nepal, and privates are also motivated for profit. So government need to think about how to address that policy. I think recently they made a decision to make a non-profit law that will happen in 10 years' time. We are all for it. It's a good decision. But we need to know how it has to be done. How will it be
And also it should be implemented also.
Yes, of course.
Dennis, you were in more than as your age is there. I mean, half of the age I think so you were in the foreign only.
Yes.
So at that time you had gained different kind of knowledge, technical knowledge also. Are you implementing that kind of technical knowledge in our country now?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to. At least I'm trying to. It's very hard because I have to tailor it to Nepal's settings, and there are many limitations of what I can do and what I cannot do. But I'm trying. Some of the things that I've implemented has worked for better. Some of the things I'm facing challenges, because every decision that I make, every policy that I implement that is international standard takes time to adopt to Nepali standard. It takes time for everyone to understand why it was implemented. There is an inability to understand why things are done. But eventually, if it works out, then that's good. I'm always trying.
Do you think that our country is a little bit backward rather than other countries in the context of developing or the developed countries?
If you look at time frame of how we can't judge ourselves today with today's America. But if we judge ourselves today with America where it was at our place, then the progress that we're making is quicker and faster because we have more opportunities to learn from the mistakes that other people have made. We just need to look at the history and actually learn from it rather than saying it didn't work there, but it might work in Nepal. If it didn't work in other countries, we have to think about why it might not work in Nepal, and that's not happening. So you need to look at history and actually learn from it, not repeat it and hope for some other results.
So this means our country, it is nearby developing just now also?
Yes, it is in the phase of development. The problems that it faces can be addressed and it can be changed. and I am very optimistic about its future.
In this era, the youth want to do some kind of business. In this time, in this era, people are thinking, mainly the youth are thinking to do any kind of business, to do different kind of business. So at that time, one problem is coming, that the problem is about the financial problem.
Yes.
Due to that financial problem, the youth are not doing any kind of entrepreneurial work or any business.
Yes.
Okay. What should be the solution for it?
I agree with this completely. The banking sector, the financing sector, the ability to govern its people by the government is not geared towards the policy where it helps these people. People have ideas, and if an idea is worth investing into, it should be invested into. In Nepal, you have to have a collateral, and anyone, I think 85% of the people won't have a collateral. They don't have a house or a land that they can mortgage to take the money and then put into an investment. So even we day to day face that problems when we want to finance and we have an idea. All right, we think this department is what our country needs. This is the department where our patients need it. So I have a business proposal of how I'm going to, what's the investment required, and how am I going to earn from it, and how am I going to repay the loan. If that alone, that business proposal was enough, banks should be financing it. But instead they ask me, what's the collateral? What's the land that you're going to put in? What's your building? Let's collateral that. And with that mindset, it's never going to happen. The other thing is, there should be a difference between interest rates. The government should be providing younger entrepreneurs an ability to take an investment or take a loan at a smaller percentage than an established business. If it's 12% all across the board, there's no point. There's no motivation for a young entrepreneur to go into debt. And the third thing would be tax rebate. If everyone is taxed equally, then an ability for a business to survive diminishes completely. So if I was to make a policy, I would try and give incentives for international organizations to bring in foreign direct investment into our country. Even right now, if I have a business and there is a financier from some country who wants to finance my business here in Nepal, I have to go through so many hoops, so many legal processions, so many governmental blockades, that it's just not worth it for international business to invest into my idea. Taking out money from my country would be another problem. How do I do that? Just recently, I talked to one of the healthcare food and beverage organization in India. They provide food for all patients for biggest hospitals in India. And they came here, did a
free
survey.
Of cost, or they are taking the cost?
They're going to take the charge.
Cost. Okay.
But that's a service that patients need. Right now, there's no good cafeteria for them to eat in a
Yeah,
hospital.
that's a very great problem also in the hospital, in the teaching hospitals area, that people are coming to the hospitals for the healthcare.
For the healthcare.
But at the same time, they are not having the healthy food or that kind of facilities. Exactly. There is also lackness in the hospitals.
Yes. So they agreed, okay, we see viability here. But then they asked, how do I take money out of here? And then that's where the problem starts. It's easy for them to invest because they can show the bill to their government. But then once the profit comes in, it's very hard for them to take the money out, for them to convert it into Indian currency again. So all of these are issues that the government has to address. So because of that, they will say, no, not right now. Your government and the current economic environment is not conducive enough for us to enter Nepal. And in that place, we lose out. One of the other things was we managed to negotiate with one of the big hospitals in India, and they donated an ambulance for us. And our thought was that we are going to give free service. If they call this ambulance, it's free for them to take this patient around. So it's a good thing. We applied to the government. It took them 2 years to approve. By 2 years, they said, I've already given this ambulance to someone else. Who lose out? Not me, neither that hospital. It's
our country.
Our country and our patients and our community. They're the ones who are losing it. So why are those things not addressed? So until those things are addressed, it's very hard. The government needs to be working for its people. It should be making policies that make it easier for us to conduct more businesses. It's not happening.
But the time again, at the same time, we are not getting help by the government at some sectors.
Yes.
We want to try it, we want to solve the social problem in the social society, but also due to the lack of countries or the government's help, we are not doing. Okay, at last, what do you want to tell those youths who want to get success in their life? At any sector, not only in the medical sector, at any sector.
The value of experience you gain from going abroad is very strong. You cannot say that I will not go abroad. Go, because there are opportunities there. There are learning opportunities that cannot be gained here. But always have a thought of coming back to Nepal. Always have it, even if you don't come back and you gain success internationally, think about putting some of your investment back into Nepal. That's what I would say.
Okay.
It doesn't matter where I stay, as long as I'm investing into my country.
This we are talking about in this topic. Actually, I'm also inspiration for me also, that I told you that if I might be like you, as a dashing also, and in your concept also, that how you speak, how you can motivate the people, that will be very good for me. Okay, now we are going for our next round or for this program, and it is a little bit entertainment round.
Okay.
And I think so you will be enjoying in this round. We have some questions here.
Sure.
I have 13 questions here.
Okay.
And you should be going to give those questions answer as soon as possible.
Okay.
This means you are not going to take more time.
All right. I'll try.
And these questions might be diplomatic also.
All right.
Some romantic also.
All right.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
As like a rapid fire game.
Okay.
Your first question is that which color do you like most?
I think blue.
Blue. Whom you want to hug first, your mother or father?
Hurt.
Hug. Yeah.
I'm more mom.
First mom, then after father.
Yes.
Okay, I'm telling that then is father. Okay, first opportunity is going to ask the mom, and second only for the father.
Yes.
Okay. Third question. Okay, listen carefully. It is very important question for you.
Okay.
How many girl has proposed you?
None.
None.
It's a guy's role.
No. Fourth question is that to how many girls you have proposed?
Proposed maybe 3 or something.
3. Okay. I think so. If they will be watching this show, then they will be thinking that okay, Dennis is telling about me also. Okay. Next. Fifth question is that there are 2 options. You should choose one option with reason.
Okay.
What you want to be, prime minister or social worker?
Social worker.
With reason.
With reason. I'm already involved in social work. I would be tied down to more administrative barracks if I was a prime minister. Okay,
the sixth question is that if you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
A wolf, maybe.
Why?
It's part of a pack animal. They have obligations within their community, and they have roles. And
Who do you admire the most?
Again, my dad and my mom.
Eighth question is that describe yourself in only 3 words.
No, only 3 words. I would have to think resourceful would be one thing that I would say about myself. I would like to think I'm kind. I don't know if anyone else would describe me that way. And another word that I would choose for others to describe me would be caring.
Okay, and what is your biggest addiction?
It used to be gaming. I used to play a lot of games for 9 years. Right now, traveling would be an addiction for me. I love traveling.
Okay, and the 10th question is that when you dance, you look like what?
I don't dance at all, so...
You don't dance?
Yeah, I try and avoid it. Maybe one of the reason would be, what do I look like? That's the fear.
It is the fear that Oh my God! If I'll be dancing, then what I look like?
So
Okay.
maybe that's the reason I don't dance.
11 number is that. 11 question is that. There is no option, and you should do that. Sing a song.
I have no idea.
Small.
No, I really.
Okay. 12 number question is that. What is your favorite cloth? You wear. What you like to wear?
It changes with years. I've gone through many styles that were either very popular or not at all. If I look back, something comfortable but formal at the moment.
And what is your nickname?
I don't know.
No, just as your father or mother at the small age at that time, they might be telling you. Or your friends.
Zaichka was one thing, rabbit in Russian. Zaichka, that's what they used to call me because that was my first word as well. So because they kept calling me that was my first word that I spoke.
And the last question is that last friend you went for the dinner with?
Last friend would be yesterday, I suppose, or with Avash.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we are at the end of this show. I think so you had enjoyed this show.
I did. Thank you very much.
And at last, what do you want to tell those people, those viewers, that they are looking towards you, your show at last? What do you want to tell to those viewers by this Nepal Times Television?
I'm not at a position where I can give advice. I don't feel that I'm at a position, but I'm learning from some of the best people that have been working for far longer than me. And I see opportunities in Nepal, and I see opportunities of bringing businesses from abroad. So I just hope that other people see that opportunity and stay back and work for Nepal as I'm.
Thank you so
much. Thank you very much.